You may know this animation studio named Wit. They have worked on some small underrated anime like Attack on Titan, Spy Family, Vinland Saga, and recently they made a short animation with Netflix named The Dog and the Boy, which on a first watch is just a cute little story about, well, a dog and a boy. The animation is basic as hell. It looks more like a cutscene from a game than an actual anime. But the reason we are talking about it in this video is that the background art for this short animation is almost entirely made through the use of AI, which without any exaggeration is dangerous for the anime industry. Traditional 2D animation is made by combining different pictures of different heights and widths together, which creates an illusion of movement in a two-dimensional world. Keynote here is that the drawings are made by a human with his own skill and imagination. And what AI does is take thousands or millions of these pictures and study them so that it can make what we ask it to by combining all the art it has consumed. This is the reason why so many AI generated animations look like completely different anime every frame. Now if you have been paying attention to the video, which admittedly is pretty tough, you might have noticed a big flaw in this process already. AI doesn't have the consent of the artist who originally drew this art to use it. Now AI proponents argue that this is fundamentally similar to how a young artist or animator will train themselves by copying art that they like, and thus what AI does is no different than asking a human artist to trace over live action in a certain style. But this argument completely falls on its face because firstly, it ignores how human art is tied to an artist developing their muscle memory and filtered through their unique perspective towards the drawing, something which computer doesn't have. And secondly, it ignores that human minds don't have the computer ability to store every image that they have ever seen. In my opinion, AI drawings aren't really drawn. In terms of human art, they are much more closer to an advanced form of collage. And collage can be unique art in its own right, even if it's made using copyrighted material, because the human making it is still applying their own creative judgment on where an image shall be placed. AI simply can't have its own judgment. So unless the AI developers also have the rights to all the material being used, it really is just copyright infringement. Of course, when I say this, I'm ultimately making a moral judgment as an art consumer, not a legal one. It's still unclear on what judgment the lawmakers around the world will make. Recently, a new rule said that AI generated art cannot be protected under copyright, so that's a good start at least. But knowing the past laws related to art copyright, it's safe to assume that the future rulings and laws will go in whatever direction big companies think will make them the most money, which probably won't be good for the animators and workers. However, it's possible that none of these copyright restrictions will matter if the creator of an AI model can prove that they own the rights to every image that the AI has used, which obviously is impossible for most companies, but big IP holders like Disney, Warner Brothers, Toei Animation, and maybe Production IG can achieve this. The list of companies that have the resources to pull this off is small, but it holds a large chunk of the animation market, and more importantly, jobs. Now don't get me wrong, we are still a long way off from AI making anything that satisfies the majority of people. The animator's job are not going anywhere anytime soon. AI at its best can still only make passable animation. But passable, as we have seen from the VFX on every recent Marvel movie, is the only real benchmark that these big IP holders aim for. So as long as the end product is palatable, they don't really care about how good it is. So if one day all these overworked / underpaid animators are to launch a strike against these big corporations, then who's stopping them to hire a ton of AI developers to assist whatever animation scraps they can produce just to keep the content coming? And seeing the box office collections of these recent passable movies, it's clear that at least a significant chunk of the audience is satisfied with average VFX work, and AI will only keep improving from here. Labor standards are already terrible in the anime industry, and AI is not only not making stuff better, but is also preventing it from getting better. And this is only the short-term threat. In the long term, as AI keeps getting better, studios will start using AI for more simple work like backgrounds and in-betweens, which is not hypothetical. This has already started, as we saw in the case of The Boy and the Dog. So AI doing these background stuff will only make things tougher for the young and upcoming animators, because no one starts off with animating blasting action sequences. Everyone starts with this simple stuff, and AI doing it will lead to companies not requiring new animators at all. And this is just the start. Eventually, some studio will release an AI generated anime that doesn't look like complete ass, and seeing how well basic anime like Tokyo Revengers Season 1 and One Punch Man Season 2 performed, we can see that the larger fandom will just watch it. And if the studio saved enough money by integrating AI, then other studios will definitely see the scope and go for the same. I mean, just look at how many anime movies have been released after the success of Demon Slayer Infinity Train. The poor animators will take the first and the hardest hit, which will lead to future generations not even considering becoming animators. A lot of AI enthusiasts say that animation needs to and will change. The current ways of animating are really tough and not a lot of people can do it. And traditional animation, which requires a team of incredibly skilled people drawing every frame, is somehow in need of democratizing. This is just straight up offensive. Makoto Shinkai made an entire animated episode by himself on a Power Mac in 2002. So people not being able to animate with modern technology is not a manpower issue, it's a skill issue. And to be blunt, I think the people who have spent years mastering that skill deserve to keep getting paid for it. In fact, be paid a lot more, not less, because of some AI shit devalued their work in front of money-hungry, tasteless douchebags. Well, that's it for this video. As this is an on-debate topic on the internet, please comment down your thoughts on the AI stuff. And at last, thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you guys the next time. Bye.